Have you ever noticed how the simplest things, like bending down to tie your shoes or climbing stairs, seem to get tougher as the years pass? Maybe you've experienced stiffness in your knees or hands, making everyday tasks just a little more challenging than they used to be. You're not alone if you've started to wonder, is this just what getting older feels like, or is there something more I can do? Well, here's some good news. While some aches and pains naturally come with age, a lot of joint discomfort can actually be reduced, or even prevented, by the foods you choose to eat or avoid every single day. In fact, by making a few smart dietary adjustments, many seniors just like you are enjoying healthier, pain-free joints, even well past their 65th birthday. In today's video, I'll be sharing 4 common foods that, if avoided, can help significantly improve your joint health and keep you feeling comfortable, flexible, and active at any age. Because, let's face it, healthy joints aren't just about feeling better physically. They're about keeping your independence, your mobility, and your ability to fully enjoy your life and activities. Let's jump right into it and explore the very first food group that could secretly be causing your joints more harm than good: processed sugars and sweets. Now, if you have a sweet tooth, don't worry, I completely understand. Many of us grew up in an era when enjoying a sugary treat after dinner or baking cookies on weekends with our grandchildren was just part of life. But here's something important you might not know: too much sugar can trigger inflammation in your joints, making them feel stiff, painful, and swollen. This isn't just about obvious treats like cakes or candy either. It also includes hidden sugars that sneak into our daily diets through everyday items like breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, or even bottled salad dressings. My friend Janice, who's 68, once shared how she struggled with stiff knees for years. She didn't eat candy bars or sugary snacks often, so she thought sugar wasn't the issue. But when we looked closer, we realized her morning oatmeal packets and favorite store-bought salad dressing were loaded with sugar. After making a simple switch to homemade oatmeal sweetened naturally with fresh fruit, and dressing her salads with olive oil and lemon juice, Janice noticed a huge improvement in her knees in just a few weeks. She was amazed at how quickly her joints felt better simply by cutting down hidden sugars. You can experience this improvement too. All you have to do is get into the habit of checking labels more carefully and choosing products with less sugar. Try swapping your usual snacks for healthier, natural alternatives. Fresh fruits, berries, or a handful of nuts can satisfy your sweet cravings without causing joint pain. You'll not only notice your joints feel less stiff, but you'll also have more consistent energy throughout the day, another wonderful bonus of cutting back on sugar. Now, let's smoothly move to the next food that could be secretly harming your joints without you realizing it: foods that are high in refined carbohydrates, such as white bread, pasta, and pastries. I know how comforting it can be to enjoy fresh bread or a warm plate of pasta. It brings back memories of family meals and cozy evenings. But here's the thing about refined carbs: they quickly break down into sugars once inside your body, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar and triggering inflammation in your joints. This inflammation can increase discomfort, especially in areas like your knees, wrists, or fingers, making it harder to perform simple daily activities. To show you how big of a difference it can make, I'll share a quick story about my friend George. At age 72, George often joked that he felt like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, always stiff and slow to move until midday. He didn't suspect his love of white bread sandwiches and buttery pastries was contributing to his stiff joints. When George swapped white bread for whole grain varieties and replaced pastries with whole grain crackers and fresh fruits, something remarkable happened. Within a month, George began feeling more flexible and less stiff in the mornings. His daily walks became easier, and he proudly told me, "I don't feel like the Tin Man anymore." You can achieve this too by making simple, gradual changes. Choose whole grain options like brown rice, whole grain bread, or quinoa. They provide steady energy, reduce inflammation, and actually improve your joint health. It doesn't mean giving up your favorite meals entirely, just making small adjustments can make a big difference. Imagine being able to wake up with less joint stiffness, ready to tackle the day's activities with ease. It truly is possible, and it begins with the food you choose to put on your plate. Now that we've explored why reducing sugar and refined carbohydrates can lead to healthier, happier joints, let's move forward to another common food item that might surprise you with its impact on joint comfort and overall mobility. Now, another food group that many seniors are often surprised to learn can negatively impact joint health is processed and cured meats. Think about foods like sausages, bacon, lunch meats, and hot dogs. Yes, I know, these are favorites for many of us, especially because they're quick, easy, and often tasty options for a snack or meal. But unfortunately, they're not so friendly to your joints. Processed meats often contain high levels of preservatives, sodium, and additives, all of which can promote inflammation in your body. And when inflammation increases, joint stiffness and discomfort typically follow. Imagine your joints like hinges on a door. When they're well-oiled and taken care of, they move effortlessly. But inflammation from foods like processed meats can act like rust on those hinges, making each movement feel harder and more uncomfortable. Let me tell you about my good friend Robert, who's 70. Robert used to start his day with bacon every morning. It was just his routine. He loved the smell, taste, and simplicity. But he frequently complained about stiffness in his knees and wrists. He often said, "Maybe it's just age catching up to me." One day, after chatting over coffee, Robert agreed to an experiment. He'd replace processed meats with healthier proteins like eggs, fish, beans, and grilled chicken. At first, he was skeptical. How could giving up his bacon really make much difference? But within just 3 weeks, Robert noticed something remarkable. He shared excitedly that getting out of bed had become noticeably easier. His knees felt looser, and he no longer had to slowly stretch before standing up fully straight. It wasn't a dramatic lifestyle overhaul, just a simple substitution that resulted in powerful relief. Robert's story is proof that even small dietary changes can bring noticeable improvements to your joints. You can easily try this too. Next time you're at the grocery store, consider reaching for fresh or minimally processed protein options instead of packaged meats. Fresh fish like salmon, lean chicken, or plant-based proteins like lentils and beans can become delicious and nutritious replacements. They nourish your joints instead of causing inflammation, helping you feel stronger and more flexible every day. Now that we've talked about sugars, refined carbohydrates, and processed meats, let's smoothly transition to one more type of food that many seniors unknowingly consume, contributing to joint discomfort: fried foods and unhealthy cooking oils. I completely understand the appeal of fried food. It's crispy, tasty, and satisfying. Maybe it brings back pleasant memories of weekend treats, family meals, or special occasions. But here's the catch: the oils commonly used for frying, like vegetable oil, soybean oil, and corn oil, are packed with omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats aren't bad in moderation, consuming too much can upset the delicate balance in your body, triggering inflammation and joint pain. For example, my friend Barbara, who's 67, loved her occasional fried chicken and French fries. It was her comfort food after a busy week or when grandchildren visited. But Barbara noticed that every time she enjoyed these foods, her joint pain flared up significantly the next day. It wasn't immediate, but within 24 hours, her knees felt swollen, her fingers stiff, and simple tasks became difficult. Barbara decided to experiment by reducing fried foods and using healthier cooking methods like baking, grilling, or steaming. She also started cooking with healthier fats, such as olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. And to her delight, it wasn't long before Barbara experienced substantial improvement. Her joints became less inflamed, less painful, and tasks like gardening or playing with her grandkids were enjoyable again, not a struggle. This change doesn't mean you need to completely eliminate your favorite crispy treats. Instead, try to limit fried foods and become more mindful of healthier cooking methods. For instance, bake your chicken or fish instead of frying, or roast vegetables drizzled with olive oil for delicious flavor without the inflammatory side effects. You'll find that healthier cooking methods can be equally delicious, and your joints will thank you for it. Making these dietary changes isn't just about managing pain, it's about protecting your ability to stay independent, active, and engaged in life. Imagine yourself getting up in the morning, feeling refreshed and comfortable, and effortlessly enjoying activities you love, like gardening, golfing, or simply spending quality time with friends and family. It's all possible by making small, thoughtful adjustments to your daily eating habits. Now, we've explored how reducing processed sugars, refined carbohydrates, processed meats, and fried foods can significantly benefit your joints. With each choice, you're not just supporting your joints, you're taking back control of your health, your happiness, and your independence. Another powerful habit to pair with avoiding those inflammatory foods is adding more foods that actively protect and nurture your joints. I know we've spent some time talking about things you might cut back on, but let's also discuss the wonderful, tasty foods you can add to your meals that directly benefit your joint health. One of the simplest yet most effective dietary additions is incorporating more anti-inflammatory foods into your daily routine. Foods like fresh berries, cherries, spinach, kale, fatty fish like salmon and sardines, nuts, and seeds are delicious and packed with nutrients that help calm joint inflammation. My good friend Linda, who's now 72, shared an inspiring story with me recently. Linda always had a tough time with painful joints, especially during colder months or after long days spent gardening. She decided to add a daily smoothie to her breakfast, filled with berries, spinach, chia seeds, and a bit of almond milk. Linda described how within a matter of weeks, her joints began feeling noticeably less stiff in the mornings. Gardening became enjoyable again rather than something she dreaded due to anticipated pain. You, too, can make a similar simple and delicious adjustment. Try adding berries and greens to your breakfast or swapping out your usual snack for a handful of almonds or walnuts. Your joints will respond positively, and you'll notice improvements in your energy levels, too. Another beneficial food to introduce into your routine is turmeric. Perhaps you've heard of turmeric before. It's a vibrant yellow spice frequently used in curries and soups. But did you know turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties thanks to an active compound called curcumin? Curcumin helps reduce swelling and pain in your joints, naturally and safely. Let me share with you the experience of my neighbor Tom, who's 69. Tom suffered from chronic knee pain for years. His doctor suggested incorporating turmeric into his meals. Initially skeptical, Tom began adding turmeric powder to his scrambled eggs, soups, and even tea. After just a couple of weeks, Tom noticed significant relief. His knees no longer felt as stiff or painful after his daily walks. Now, Tom regularly tells others how just a simple spice transformed his comfort and mobility. If you're interested in turmeric, you can easily incorporate it into meals, sprinkle it into stir-fries, soups, rice dishes, or even smoothies. Pairing turmeric with a pinch of black pepper can dramatically boost its absorption and effectiveness, offering even more powerful relief for your joints. Next, let's talk briefly about hydration. While we often emphasize the importance of food, sometimes we overlook how crucial water is for joint health. Did you know that proper hydration can significantly impact how your joints feel and function? Water naturally lubricates and cushions your joints, keeping them comfortable and flexible. My friend Sarah, who's 74, confessed that drinking water was never a priority for her until her doctor explained its importance for her joints. She began keeping a water bottle by her side, sipping throughout the day. Within weeks, Sarah felt more energetic, and her joint discomfort noticeably reduced. Something as simple as drinking more water transformed her quality of life. You can easily create this habit, too. Keep a glass or bottle of water handy wherever you spend your time. Set gentle reminders to take a sip every hour. Your joints will feel more flexible and comfortable, and you might also notice improvements in your energy, skin health, and digestion, a fantastic bonus. As we wrap up, let's briefly revisit the main points we've discussed to ensure you feel empowered to make these positive changes. Reducing or avoiding foods like processed sugars, refined carbohydrates, processed meats, and fried foods can dramatically decrease inflammation, stiffness, and joint discomfort. But don't forget to add nutrient-rich, anti-inflammatory foods like berries, leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts, and turmeric into your meals, alongside proper hydration. I truly believe, and I've seen firsthand, that making these simple adjustments doesn't mean sacrificing joy or pleasure in your eating habits. Instead, these dietary shifts offer you the ability to enjoy life fully, free from constant pain, stiffness, and limitations. Imagine waking up refreshed, feeling flexible, and ready to embrace your day without worrying about how your joints might feel. This is absolutely achievable, and it starts with your choices today. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced joint pain or stiffness? What foods have you found helpful or harmful? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical and inspiring content specifically created for seniors like you. Remember, no matter your age, you deserve to feel your best and fully enjoy your life. Here's to healthy joints, independence, and continued happiness at every age.